So the big news from yesterday from the city of Montreal, Camillien Houde Way, the drive through the mountain, not going to happen eventually. They're going to eliminate your ability to drive from one side of the mountain to the other. Let's go right now to Gracia, Kasoki, Katawha, who is the mayor of the borough of Côte-des-Neiges, NDG. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So, Gracia, can I call you Gracia, by the way? Is that okay if we go on the first name?
Yes, no problem.
So, I'm gonna tell you a story, actually. And I told it off the top of the hour, but I want you to hear this because I think it's a good way of starting us off here.
Okay.
It was many years ago in my previous job. I used to host I used to be on a morning show, and some days I would host, but I used to be on a morning show. And the mayor, Valerie Plante, she always came on. She was so great, by the way. She would come on. She loved to, and like she comes on CJAD, she was always very open and inviting. There was a moment, and Camillien Houde, by the way, this is years and years and years the Projet Montreal has been trying to close this road. So it was a discussion point at the time. This might be like 7 years ago now, 8 years. And at one moment, I was alone with the mayor in the makeup room. At one point in the morning. It's like 6:45 in the morning, and we're just chilling in the makeup room. And I said, because I'm actually I've been a big fan of the Projet Montreal and some of the things you guys do. And I said to the mayor, Mayor, one thing I'm concerned about is when you attack the simple pleasures and joys in life. And I said to her, that drive over the mountain, it's such a lovely, calming, beautiful drive. I get in my car. It's got lovely curves. And you just go through the mountain and you can enjoy nature for 5-10 minutes in your car in the middle of a busy day. And it feels great. Don't attack the simple joys in life. I felt I connected with her at that moment and she understood what I was saying. And yesterday we get this news. And here's my point. Are you not attacking, for a lot of Montrealers, their simple pleasure moment of joy in their day when you close this to through traffic?
Yes, I understand why you're asking me that. And I could understand that some Montrealers are having that feeling. But, we are really sensitive to that. And that's why, we announced that yesterday, but it's really going to happen in 2027. So we're going to have time, honestly, to work and make sure that, the different people are happy with what we are going to be building. But really, what we proposed to Montrealers yesterday is, let's have ambition for our mountain. Our mountain cannot only be a transit site. It cannot. The mountain, the Montreal, is, an international renowned site, and we need to be ambitious for that site. And being ambitious for that site is making it like a real mountain. That drive that you're talking about, I did it. Honestly, personally, when I do that, I'm really stressed because there's cyclists and stuff, and I'm really stressed being there in my car. But I understand why people feel good. There's the rocks there. But can you imagine going through there, walking, what joy this is going to bring to Montrealers and tourists who are going to come there? It's beautiful. Honestly, when we were, I went there yesterday in the car, and I was imagine being here in the middle of the rocks by foot.
But Gracia,
it's gonna be really. It's honestly, for me, it's a good news for Montrealers, a good news for people of Côte-des-Neiges and NDG. It's gonna change people's habits. We know that, we understand that, but what we're asking Montrealers and what we're giving them is really ambition for our mountain.
Gracia, with great respect, I would understand your point if I couldn't already do that. And so I twice a year, one time in the cold month, in the winter when there's snow on the ground, one time in the warmer spring, summer months, I go to Mount Royal and I walk all the way to the top. From Park Avenue, I take the path, and it's a beautiful twisty, turvy. You go and you slowly go on that beautiful path that is already made, that we spent a lot of money, by the way, for the 375th anniversary, making that path and putting the granite stumps along the path. I can here's my problem. The Projet Montreal in this announcement acts as if you can't walk or cycle up the mountain. And we all know you can. It's such a joyous walk in the winter or the summer, and the cyclists are going right by me as well. I do it twice a year. That option already exists. So tell me, by adding this extra path, does it make those experiences so much better that it's worth getting rid of that joy of one drive?
it's worth giving another vision for the next 100 years for the mountain. It is worth. And when you say that we already have options, really we have access to a part of the mountain. But there's an old part of the mountain where by foot, I'm not going to go there. There's already cars. There's already cyclists. Maybe some people go there by foot and they enjoy it. But you can, what I was talking about is you're going to be able to go there by foot. And everybody's going to be more people are going to be able to go there by foot. Cyclists are going to be able to go there. That's what I'm talking about. And we're not, for me, this project is not about closing the mountain. This is about opening the mountain. It's about making it really an international renowned site, giving more space to Montrealers and tourists to go there and enjoy the mountain. And we're gonna have 3 football fields there of trees. That's a lot, and it's a lot more place for Montrealers to enjoy. So my message for Montrealers and people of Côte-des-Neiges and DD today is, let's be ambitious for our mountain. This is an international renowned site, and we really want to make sure that this mountain receives the glory. This is not a closing the path project. This is really about giving all the glory back to the mountain. And plus, people are going to be still able to go to the mountain with their cars. They're going to do it by remembrance. The families who want to go to the Castor, for example, who want to be there during the winter
But you know that so now it's just on remembrance. And one thing I wanted to bring up, so many people are pointing out, so now you can only access through remembrance the entrance that you used to be able to get through on the eastern side, like Mount Royal and that area, right? Mount Royal Road and that area where it intersects and goes into the mountain. That's going to be blocked off even to the buses. I heard yesterday, people were telling me they get to the mountain using the 11 bus, and now that's going to be blocked. You got to go all the way around to Remembrance. And then I can imagine for your borough, this decision has now basically invited for weekends and summer times a tremendous amount of traffic in that Remembrance Road area. Isn't that concerning that you're blocking off one of these 2 access points when it's already so what's the French word is achalandé? It's so I forget the English word in the so aren't you inviting even more trouble with this?
I mean, I think it depends on perspective. You are saying that we're blocking off the entrance, so there's going to be entrances on the east part of the mountain, but by foot or for cyclists. Yes, of course, the cars, the transport adapté, the transport en commun will go to Remembrance. But for the people of Côte-des-Neiges and Didi, what it means really, for the people who live here, for the people who work here, is that there will be more bus options. So the bus options, there will be a bus option going from the east part of the mountain to go to come to Remembrance and do the loop. There will be a bus coming from, SM is working on that, a bus from Côte-des-Neiges, a bus from Snowdon to go to the mountains. So for us, it's more options to go to the mountain, but also more options to go around the mountain for the people of Côte-des-Neiges and DG. And then I'm making sure I'm talking to STM, I'm talking to the people of Central City. I really want the people of Côte-des-Neiges to benefit from this, not only because of the new vision of the mountain, but for all the collective transport collectif, that we're going to add and improve in the sector. I heard about the achalandage, the increase of achalandage that you spoke about. Let's not forget, this was done, in 2017. There was the projet pilote that was done. The people of the borough, I asked them to identify the intersections that we need to make sure that we work on before Camillien Houde is closed off, to make sure that we make them safer and more calmer intersections. So we're talking about Queen Mary Côte-des-Neiges. We're talking about, Decelles Côte-des-Neiges, Decelles Queen Mary. We're talking about adding, I would like to add a bike path, like the bike path of Côte-Sainte-Catherine. I want to prolong it to Decelles. So all those things, I'm working with Central City to have those extra improvement for the people of Côte-des-Neiges and DG, because, yes, more people who's going to come by car now, they're going to come through our borough. So I really want us to make sure that everything is safe around it.
Gracia, listen, I know you're so busy, you can't possibly listen to our show while we're on the air for 3 hours. But let me just tell you about today's show, because it's so telling. Okay, so on today's show, we actually ended up speaking to the CEO of Lamborghini of America, because they yesterday. They reopened their showroom in Montreal, and Lamborghini now has their largest showroom in the world in Montreal. So clearly some Montrealers love their cars that much that Lamborghini can open up their biggest showroom. And we also discuss, the federal government is giving $28 billion, Stellantis and Volkswagen, for EVs, for electric vehicle batteries, right? So you're banning cars. At the same time, consumers keep buying cars. At the same time, the federal government is doing things to make sure we keep making more and more cars. Do you ever look at that and say, boy, we're not on the same page here, because the federal government is full on board with cars as long as they're EVs, and we're trying to cut out cars. Is there a disconnect?
Can I call you Elias?
Yes, of course.
So honestly, I understand what you mean, but I feel like there's a real disconnection with what you are telling me and what the Ministre de l'Économie said, what the World Economic Forum said. And I know that, the fact that the federal government is investing and that doesn't really reflect what they say. But really what the minister said is that we need to remove 50% of the cars on the roads before 2050. And the World Economic Forum said 75%. So this is not a Projet Montreal thing. This is going on all over the world. To answer your question on how we manage cars, we're really going to have to think about this. But again, the Montreal project and vision that we revealed yesterday is not a car project. This is about our mountain and making it. This is not about do we love cars or not. This is not the point. The point here is making sure that we have a new vision for our mountain that everybody can enjoy. And everybody can enjoy it now.
Gracia?
Cyclists, people who are walking, cars, transport adapté, transport collectif, the families, the elders, the people who have, reduced mobility, everyone
Gracia,
would be able to, profiter de la montagne.
I feel, Gracia, I feel the passion. We're out of time here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on.
Have a nice day.
Gracia Kasoki Katawha is the borough mayor of Côte-des-Neiges, NDG.